All right, everyone, I am going to be showing you part 2 of the charcoal drawing, additive and subtractive method. I've already toned a paper, so I showed you that in the first video. I don't need to do it again. I have my basket with all my materials that I need, my blending stump, my vine charcoal, my sandpaper pad, my gum eraser, and I have a paper towel that I've been using already. So what I want to show you today is how to do an observation drawing using the additive and subtractive method. So the best way to do this is, I have all these books available that are in black and white, and these are pencil drawings. You really want to find an image that has some light areas, some medium areas, and some really dark areas. Just because it's around Halloween, I was going to pick this interesting bat drawing. I think it's pretty cool. And there are some light, mediums, and really dark areas in this drawing. I'm not going to complete the whole drawing, but I am going to get started on it just so you guys can see how you can get started on this kind of drawing. So having a reference is really important. So checking out those books is a good idea. All right, so I'm going to start by drawing my basic shapes. If you remember in the drawing boot camp, those of you that did the drawing boot camp, I talked about looking at images and breaking it down into basic shapes. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is just my moon in the background. Okay, and when I do my circle, I like to go around a few times before I commit to a nice circle. Okay, so that's about the size that I want it. I can tell already right now, and I'll just remind you how to do this, that moon is probably too big if I'm going to get my wing to fit into the drawing. So you can see how tall that wing is. So I'm already going to start by rubbing this out. Another thing that I could think about doing is turning my paper. So this is more of a vertical drawing. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to move the moon down a little bit, and I'm going to draw it a little bit smaller to ensure that it fits on my paper. Okay, not a bad time to start over if I just drew a circle. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. Now I have my bat. My bat shape is just an oval. Remember, we're just doing basic shapes right now. It's got this oval shape. It's got the feet kind of sticking out. The head is about here, and the little bat wings, or the bat ears, excuse me. The bat wings are not little, they're very big, and they're kind of a triangular shape. So I'm gonna go up here to get my first wing. Just try to get an idea of where it is. It's attached to the foot. And now I'm gonna go about here to get my wing that's behind it. Okay. Now the shape of the head, I know that I need to add a little more. It's got that little horn. That's something that I'm not gonna worry too much about right now. I just wanna get really the basic shapes. Okay. So I have here just kind of an outline of what my drawing is gonna look like. Now's a good time to really look at your picture and decide, what do I want to change? What do I want to add? What are those details? I'm going to make this a little bit taller, and I'm going to bring this a little bit bigger. Okay. All right. I'm going to start thinking about shading now. So when I look at my picture, my basic shapes, where are the darkest areas? So right now, I know that the body of my bat is pretty dark, so I'm going to start shading it. The face also has some dark areas. That ear looks a little bigger. So I'm still being really loose with my drawing. I'm not going to worry too much about the tiny details yet. Okay, got those. All right. Now, that's pretty much most of the dark area is in the body. I do see that there's this shape here with where the wing is attached, and this whole area in there is pretty dark also. Okay. All right. Now most of this other stuff I really probably need to pull out. So meaning I have some highlights here. This is pretty light. I can pull out some lighter highlights here, and definitely the moon is pretty light. Okay. So time to use my gum eraser. And then I'll be doing some blending with the blending stump. Now with the face, I can't see a lot of details, so I'm actually, I'm going to use my blending stump first to just sort of make this a little bit of a gray tone. And then go in with my gum eraser to kind of draw where that mouth is, because I see a strong highlight there. Okay. I also see around my ear a highlight that I'm going to draw in, and another highlight behind it. Okay. Other things that I can do with my gum eraser, pull out some of the lightness of the moon, especially in some areas that are really, really light. The whole thing isn't really light, but there are definitely some spots that are really light. And you can kind of experiment. I'm sort of just making this blotting technique to pull out lighter areas to make it more moon-like. Okay. Now, I don't want to lose the roundness here. You can always go back, like I'm going to re-sketch this moon shape. Okay. Now the eye. I want to just show you guys this. This is a good time to use this charcoal pencil. To sharpen the charcoal pencil, you pull the string just a tiny bit, and then you can peel this off, and that's how you sharpen it. Now, I don't really need it sharpened right now, but if I pull it a little more, you should be able to unravel the tip, okay? Details like this eye, you can get with a charcoal pencil. If you, also in the mouth here, the mouth doesn't look that great yet. And don't get discouraged, you guys. In the beginning, it's not gonna look very good, but if you keep working on it, I promise you, you'll be more satisfied with your drawing. Okay. The body has hair. So in order to do the hair, it's a good idea to use a charcoal pencil, but you gotta really blend and pull out any little light areas first before you do the details with the charcoal pencil, because once you start adding the details with a charcoal pencil, you don't want to be blending over it and getting rid of your little lines for your hair. Okay. All right. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but one thing I want to show you, I haven't touched the wings at all, and I'm definitely not done here. But one thing I want to show you is this compressed charcoal. So for the background, when you are done in a picture like this that is a night sky, I know it's not in the original drawing, but it could look really cool to do a nice, really black background. So it looks like the bat is flying over the moon. And this dusty stuff here, just take your paper towel, show you what I got so far, and you can kind of blend that in if you want. Just make sure you don't blow the dust all over the place. All right, so this is a pretty good beginning. It needs a lot of work, and that's okay, but you know, you have an idea of how to get started with this. All right, good luck.